There's no greater love than a family's love, and no greater power than a family's power to heal, and no job so challenging, so important, and so rewarding as helping children heal and grow. Resource parents make the real difference when they put their own needs aside and support a child going through transition. The one constant for any child who has been in the child welfare system is change. Children have feelings of fear, rebellion, uneasiness, anger, and are going through the grieving process with the move.
When youth first enter care, they are going through a huge change. They've been living with a relative biological parent. They're removed from that place and they're put some other place by people who they don't know and who are outside of their control. We go through a transition, and the first stage of that is a feeling of loss and endings, and that produces anger, sadness, remorse, and they can be very powerful. So when a young person is removed from their home and placed into care, their first set of emotions are anger, fear, sadness, because those are the emotions associated with endings and with loss.
While the feelings are difficult for them to deal with and for foster parents to witness, it is part of their transition, and they must be allowed to grieve their losses and heal. And what better place to do that than in a stable and loving environment? One way to help children feel more at ease is to take them out to eat the first day with you and let them choose where they go or what they'll eat. This allows time for everyone to get acquainted without putting pressure on you or the children while finding out what some of their food preferences may be. Children need time to become comfortable in a resource parent's home. There are things that we can do to help children feel more at ease. Foster parents should remain positive when talking about the birth parents.
When we incur a tremendous loss, first we go through the ending, which is where we experience sadness and anger. And then we go into a time of confusion. Some people call it the neutral zone, where all the familiar routines are gone. And it's very frightening and scary. So that routines and chores become almost like places that you hold on to while you're trying to get across a raging river. One of the reasons that routines and chores are helpful is because it's better to give than to receive. And a child who's been taken out of care is being given to all the time. In a sense, they're being treated like a dependent child. Giving them a chore is saying to them, you're strong, you're able. And when they look around and see that other children in the environment are doing chores, it is actually a symbolic act that is very reassuring that they too are being asked to do a chore.
One way for there to be a stronger bond built is by working with the birth parent, and we can gradually build relationships with their birth families and keep them connected to their past relationships.
Allowing them to reconnect and maintain these connections with their biological family and with their other supporters is reassuring them this is not a total rupture. One of the best ways to deal with people's fear of change is reassuring them about what has changed and what has not changed. Allowing them to maintain these contacts with their past family and friends reassures them that everything hasn't changed. They're still part of that family, and that family is still part of their identity. It also reassures them that they are not being asked to hate their parents. They're not being asked to disown their families. Whatever those parents and families have done, children and youth are enormously loyal to them. And if we ask them to give that up and to turn against it, we're actually asking them to turn against themselves.
Resource families can help in the transition to birth families by integrating the birth family into the child's daily activities, whether that be a soccer game or cooking or an awards ceremony at school. Actually inviting the birth family to those events and including them into that process can be extremely helpful.
The children in your home will become part of your family and yet never let go of past feelings for their birth parents. Our goal is to reunite them with family and help the child feel safe and loved as they transition back to their birth family.
Is that the picture you want?
Yes.
We'll put it in this frame.
The best way for a foster family to show care and respect for the child is to show care and
Alright, where you wanna
respect
put it?
for the family. The child is loyal to that family. So if we can bring ourselves to be supportive of that family, the child knows it. And the child experiences that as powerful reassurance.
After a period of visitation and transition, the children can return home, and you have become extended family for them that they can always count on. You have become a resource for the birth mother and offered your wisdom to help them prepare to parent again, and been an advocate as they have worked toward the goal and a supporter of their successes.
Hey, how's it going?
By doing this, you have given a family an opportunity to heal and grow in a stable, loving environment.
So the first thing the foster parents need to do is to help them understand and know that it's not just going to be a snap of the fingers, and to tell them that it's okay for them to feel sadness about the loss of the relationship with the foster family. Openly telling this foster child that you're going to experience sadness when they leave. You're also going to experience joy at their going back to their new family. But it's going to be hard for you. Acknowledging that and saying it in words and saying, you will always be a part of us. Those two are extremely important.
Resource parents can help foster youth transition into an adoptive placement by being a supportive person that remains in their lives. So many foster youth leave a foster home. Like myself, whenever you move. There's no phone calls, there's no letters, there's no visitation. And I think cutting off a relationship that was meaningful can be more harmful, and allowing resource parents to be a part of the adoption process and allowing them to maintain that relationship with that foster youth until there's been a successful transition is vital.
For a foster family, bringing a foster child into your home is one of the most intense growth experiences that you could ever experience, because you're going to have a sudden change. It's confusing, it's anger producing. If we know in advance, this is normal, it's okay, we're going to get through it, it's just like the feelings that happened when a biological child entered the family. Knowing it's coming can help, but nobody gets to escape the feelings of loss, the feelings of confusion, and get through them before they arrive at a new relationship. It will help us to keep in mind the feelings of sadness and even anger about the losses that we will incur are normal and they're part of the growth experience. Maybe then we won't overreact when they hit us.
What you as resource parents have given the children in your care is a seed of hope that would have never found them if they had not been placed in your home. And knowing that you can be a source of strength for other children to follow is an opportunity to nurture the lives of our future and one of the greatest gifts these children could ever wish for.